everyone. Today, my totem animal will be a constant source of anxiety, at least for the next 10 minutes, because I fear that the utter mispronunciation of the my totem animal may bring my non-native other self to the fore. Yes, with a slight mispronunciation of the schwa sound and a silent ra, I may turn myself into an alcoholic beverage. No matter how much. Yes. So no matter how much my shallow, enslaved colonial self wants to pronounce the word in Api, receive pronunciation which is spoken by only 2% of the UK population, I'm pretty sure I will show my brown skin and naked self once in a while in the next few minutes. Hence, please bear with me and my totem bear when I bear myself, my inner self to you. So, the etymology of bear is quite interesting. It was better in Old English from Proto-Germanic bero, and then to Middle English bere. Some say the root means gray-brown, some say it means wild animal, and some say it means warrior. It seems I can conveniently opt for all of them. First, it's coming on. I think it's better. Can you hear me? Yes. Oh, because of the Facebook. Okay. Because it's coming on my face, just like that. All right, okay. So I can conveniently, in fact, opt for all of them. First, I'm brown. Look at my sari itself. Yes. Oh, I love my brown skin and the white mask, playing with the title of Franz Fanon's phenomenal book. In fact, my vocation makes me wear the white mask often. In addition, I guess, in my mid-40s, at times, I do become fiery and wild in rage and make big tantrums. You may blame the hormones or the self-centered, egotistic, male-centric society, whichever suits you. And I'm a warrior too. I wasn't in the past, but I have learned to fight my own battles and others who I believe deserve better in life. In fact, all the very facts seem to be an exact representation of me. Do you know that the heaviest known Kodiak bear weighs up to 750 kgs? Well, see me, look at me. When I stand on the weighing machine, the dial swings, pendulates, fluctuates, undulates with so much frenzy. I have decided to have mercy on it and let it off the hook. I don't stand on it anymore. Do you know the bears are omnivorous and they can chase prey at high speed? But do they? No, they don't. They're so lazy. They're attracted to easy food, aka plants. Me too. I can entirely live on Lay's and kettle chips and nuts and any kinds of nibbles. My friends at King's College London used to be surprised when I finished a big bag of 170 grams of chips in one go. So I tested all kinds of instant noodles, chips and nuts in Coles and Sainsbury in London when I did my master's there. And bears are intelligent in finding food and eat enormous variety of food, from grasses, herbs and berries to ants and other insects. I'm intelligent in identifying all the restaurants in Dhaka which are good in serving food. I'm not selective in my choice too. I eat Japanese sushi, sashimi, beef teriyaki, to Thai tom yum soup, to mango sticky rice with coconut cream and whatnot. So no preference whatsoever. Yes, all the sweet things as well. Alright, so I do not have any sort of preferences and that's why once I told my friend that my taste buds are so unrefined that I will find stones and sands appetizing too. And yes, binge and put on fat in times of plenty, then fast when food is scarce. I only fast during the month of Ramadan and keep binging on rest of the year. In fact, binging is the theme of my life. I binge on ice cream, chocolate, chips, steak, tea, coffee, cinema, poems. I have the record of watching the trilogy of Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight of Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy repeatedly for 3 days. I often did this with Woody Allen's movies, comedies such as Big Bang Theory or Seinfeld or Friends when my heart wanted. Another issue, some hibernating bears sleep for 5.5 months non-stop. Bears are associated with resurrection and coming of new life. I can also procrastinate to the highest level in the name of rest and resurrection and reflection, so that at the last moment I end up working 24/7 for consecutive days, resurrecting endless anxiety attacks, no doubt. Like bear, I'm also grounded as long as people do not get on my nerve unnecessarily. Like bear, I can become ferocious at times if people play with my moods. Now these self-deprecations may represent me as a vertically, horizontally challenged, lazy, moody binger and procrastinator academic, but I'm more than meets the eye. Let's see what the different culture and literature have found in my totem. So bear folklore is widespread, especially in the far northern hemisphere. From as far as the Old Stone Age, around 50,000 years ago, and there's evidence of a bear cult in which the bear was seen as lord of the animals, a god, and even the ancestor of humans. The Celts honored the bear goddess Urtio, the goddess of wildlife, and hunters invoked the spirit of guide to guide them to safety and success. She is also closely linked to the famous warrior King Arthur, and with his legendary strength and fighting prowess. In fact, the Welsh word for bear is earth, which contains the same root as Arthur. Celtic families would often have their own animal totem, a tradition that is still evident in the family name MacMahon, which means sons of the bear. Then Viking warriors fought with brutal ferocity. They invoked the bear spirit, at times wearing a bear skin, to instill superhuman strength and fury. These were the berserkers, their name being derived from a Norse word meaning bear shirt. In Greek religion, Jews fell in love with a huntress. Jews, not Jews, I know. Then again, I'm making a mistake. That is me. All right, okay. So Zeus fell in love with the huntress, Callisto, and she bore him a son named Orcus. In a fit of jealous rage, Zeus' wife, Hera, turned Callisto into a bear. Time passed, and one day, Orcus was out hunting. Zeus, seeing the scene from Olympus, whisked her up into the night sky and turned her into constellations. Ursa Major, the great bear. Orcus, his son, was also sent skywards, becoming Ursa Minor. Ursa Major is the largest northern constellation and the third largest constellation in the sky. The Big Dipper, also known as the drinking gourd, is a group of stars which outlines the bear's tail and hindquarters. It was used by the travelers during night for finding the cardinal direction. Follow the drinking gourd, an African-American folk song first published in 1928, was a song used by a conductor of the Underground Railroad to guide fugitive slaves. As escaping slaves did not have maps to guide them north, they often relied on map songs, which included coded words that provided directions. Definitely my family members, my friends, my colleagues and students are in a better position to tell if I protect, guide, and support them. But I know for sure that if I take someone within my inner circle, I guide, assist, and support them with my life, just like the drinking gourd. Bears had made an appearance in literature. There is a poem entitled The Bear, written by Robert Frost. Beowulf, the Anglo-Saxon poet, tells of the hero Beowulf. He had the strength of a bear and went through heroic adventures. He slayed a monster called Grendel. In Aesop's fables, the ancient Greek writer Aesop features Bruno the bear. Bruno was in fact the forerunner of the much-loved Paddington Bear and Winnie the Pooh. In 1902, President Theodore Teddy Roosevelt showed mercy to a bear while on a hunting trip. The story of this act spread quickly and the teddy bear was born. Well, when you're hugging a teddy bear next time, you may think of the deceased president. You may be hugging him. Bears still make an appearance in recent literature. Tolkien's The Hobbit, the younger generations must know, because my son, who is 17 years old, he in fact showed me the book and the movie when I started talking about this totem. So there was a man who could take the shape of a bear, echoing ancient shamanic practices. And who could forget the wise old Balu, the teacher of the wolf cubs from Kipling's Jungle Book. In Philip Pullman's Northern Light, the young heroine Lyra befriends a fierce and loyal mythical sky bear named Lore Bernison, helping him to regain his throne. More recently, Benjamin Hobbes' Tao of Pooh used this unassuming bear to illustrate the Taoist principles of modesty, simplicity, and intuitive practical wisdom. Now, these myths and literary representations of my totem does justify the role I play in my university, in my universe, as a wife, as a gonoma. Yes, very often I hear this term, gonoma. Daughter, gonoborolapa, that is another term I have, and friend. But how do others actually see me? I asked some of my students in Dhaka University and University of Liberal Arts what animal totem they see when they see me. I have different answers, but the predominant one was lion and tiger. I don't see myself as a lion and tiger. I'm so timid, and I'm so anxious at the moment. I cannot be tiger or lion. I don't have the trait at all. If they have that trait, in fact, they're living in what they say, deception. Yes. All right. So, but my daughter said that she finds Puma in me, and she says that I rule them with grace, with perfect balance of being a mother and a friend. One of my esteemed English professors, who is very close to my heart, sees a mermaid in me. According to him, I have the ability to transform myself and occupy both earth and water as I want. He mentions about dolphin too. Perhaps he was referring to my graceful, playful, intelligent, compassionate and curious self. What I conclude from all these associations and interpretations, perhaps when post-humanistic discourses aim to explore the subjective understandings of real experiences beyond the boundaries of embodied existence, and our engagement and entanglement with different spatiality and temporality simultaneously, I believe several totem animals become our guiding spirits, and their presence is transient and momentary, leaving us every now and then stranded in an in-between space. And I love this in-between space where I do not have to bear with any social expectation. I can be raw, bare me. Thank you.